Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We are so excited to have you again. When we talk about Igbo secession, that's Biafra secession or IPOP agitation, there are a lot of things that are responsible. Far back, one of the most renowned factor responsible for their earnest push for secession had always been the case of marginalization. And Governor Umahi took out time to fully talk about it, and he took out time to deliberate on that when he was being invited for an interview with one of the well-known media houses, and his position on it is a shocking one, and it's best we hear from him, and from there we'll look at what Nigerians have to say, and you also hear our opinion in that regard. But before we do all of that, if you're not subscribed, please kindly hit the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you get notification anytime we publish our videos. Governor of Ebonyi State and Chairman of Southeast Governors Forum, Mr. Dave Umahi, has said it will be difficult to prove that Southeast is marginalized as being perceived by people of the region. Umahi, while filing questions during a live television program, stated that every region in the country has been marginalized in one way or the other. According to him, misinformation has contributed to fueling the current agitation for secession and unrest in the Southeast. He expressed regrets that those who are in position to educate the people have failed to do so. He said, and I quote is what he said, "You see, this word marginalization is so ambiguous. If you ask some region, they will feel that even other regions are marginalizing them. My position about this is that let us get all the details of marginalization. I cannot say that there are not some pains in terms of some of the issues in the Southeast, and so with other regions. So we are saying to our youth, we don't want to move away from a united Nigeria, that whatever may be their grievances, we can sit down and discuss." There is a lot of misinformation, and I will give an example. I would like to say this. When we cry as Ndigbos that we don't have a service chief, it is not true. Part of Delta is Igbo. Part of Rivers is Igbo. We have the chairman of Sh0ck Ndigbo coming from Delta State. We have somebody from Delta State who is CDS. That's Chief of Defense Staff. Part of the Joint Chiefs and people are still saying we are not represented at the Security Council meeting. I want to disagree with that. When late Atahiru was the Chief of Army Staff, our brother was number 15 in ranking, and Atahiru, from out of love and relationship, took him from number 15 to make him second in command. The man ought to have told our people this favor done to you. We are representing you so that we appreciate the late Chief of Army Staff and appreciate Mr. President, because the actual order of the military is actually the number 2, who is in charge of operation and logistics. There is misinformation. And when it was time to replace the service chief, they said the man is second in command and he is from Southeast. He is number 15. For example, I was not aware that somebody from the Southeast is the second in command in the Navy or Armed Force. According to him, President Muhammadu Buhari cannot be everywhere at a time to know what is going on in places like government agencies, and could not have known when an Igbo man is denied a promotion or appointment. My position is this: there are certain things that happen in this country that even the president is not aware of. When in a particular ministry, someone from the Southeast is due for appointment or promotion and he is not appointed, how will the president, Mr. President, know of this? My position is that let us articulate our grievances and let the youths give us the opportunity and chance. We need to know all these things. And it's when these complaints are made that I am not saying the Southeast is not marginalized, but it is not in totality. This is a serious one coming from Dave Umahi, the governor of Ebonyi State. And his own standpoint is that the Ndigbos are not actually being marginalized. That is something of misinformation, and that some of the favors that have been granted to the Ndigbos have been hidden from the Ndigbos, and that is what is making them overly angry and all of that. But then I feel if he was the number 2 person, as we have been told, when the number 1 person passed on, the number 2 person would have taken over. So the question is, why didn't the number 2 person take over? As much as this issue of political party philosophies and all of that, working against your party is overly important in one's political history or political journey, at the same time you must also understand that whatever you are saying today may stand up against you in the future. So you've got to be careful what you say. Because if we look at what some of the things that have been placed before the government for the Ndigbos, which they have not responded to, there are many. As much as the government, it's true that President Muhammadu Buhari is not every way. But I also feel that being one who is in charge of the country and who is fully briefed based on what Ruben Abati told Nigerians, that president is very perfect. He has a way of his own talking and all of that, which means he is totally in the know of the runnings of this entity called Nigeria. I feel that at one point he must have stumbled on some things which ordinarily he would have reviewed such comments and see how he can work together, talk to the people, let them understand the level of unity in his mind subsisting between other parts of the country and the aggrieved region. That is what we were really looking at. Because if we have the second position person and when it was time to elect, a different person was being elected, there is nobody who will not be heartbroken, considering how close he was to becoming the chief of army staff. So this issue of marginalization is not an issue that should be left in the hands of just anybody to handle it. The president needs to come in and see how he can quell that desire in the hearts of the people by doing very visible things that cannot be proven otherwise, things that are so tangible that it can be felt, you understand? Because that's just the only way you can appease an aggrieved region like the Ndigbos. We've been talking about the issue of presidency, though most of them said they do not want it and all of that. But all of a sudden, nobody seems to be looking their way again because of, they say they're agitating and all of that. But have you bothered to at least tell Nigerians that the issue of rotational presidency is still very much obtainable in all the 2 parties? So that other people will have opportunity. Because if there is nothing that rotational presidency, those whose population is not much, how would they taste of it? And how do you want them to feel when always they have to be serving other people and nobody is serving them? You understand? Because if you are talking about the issue of we are not marginalized, are you testing everything around? How about the issue of principle of character principle, talking about the 3 tiers of ethnic group that is recognized in Nigeria? Have we been able to rotate presidency such that it touches everybody? That is what really matters. Because if you do that, it's a way of kind of bringing down the tension. Nobody would say he won't feel good if he sees a man from his tribe being the president of the country, even if he doesn't do anything visible for you. But for the fact that he's there, will go an extra mile to appease you. At least we have been found worthy to lead the country. You understand? So I feel the issue of marginalization should be looked at from different perspectives, and then you draw a conclusion which will go an extra mile to at least restore some level of peace in the hearts of the people. I'd like to leave it there. Just go to our comment section. Let's interact. What's your position on what Governor Umahi had to say about the issue of